welcome to another Dear ABG, where we answer questions and give advice to our listeners. I'm Janet.
I'm Helen.
And I'm Mel.
Before we start with the questions from our listeners, we're going to ask each other a random question. The question is, what job would you be terrible at?
Okay, first thing that comes to mind for me is a call service job, like customer service job, or something like HR related. Because I think I don't have the patience to hear a lot of people's complaints if they are not someone who's a friend or a family member. Like, I'd just be incredibly annoyed at taking on other people's burdens. So for me, I'm like, hell no, not that job.
Gotcha.
That's a good one. How about you, Mel?
I would say an engineer or anything where I have to stare at a screen and look at numbers all day.
Ew, which is what Helen loves to do.
Because I was in a data internship and I was like, this fucking sucks. So it's like, I'm bored and like I'm sitting there, my ass is getting flat, like my eyes are just like, I can't, like, it's just weird. No, so nothing like that.
I can see that.
Right?
But you will date an engineer.
Oh yeah.
So if you're an engineer, you can call in here.
How about for you, Jen?
Yeah.
I think a chef. I mean, everyone has watched the videos.
Oh, really? I was not thinking that.
Where I tried to cook. I just don't cook. And I feel like cooking is something that is like partially calculated and partially artistic. So I like the idea of it, but I just suck at it. I'm just not good in the kitchen.
So you have call service, chef, engineer. Yikes.
No. Yikes.
All right, so for the next question, this is coming in from Michelle. She says, I was just wondering if you guys would talk about if you believe in right person, wrong timing. And the common, it's just not the right time for me right now. Or, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Do you guys think that the excuse is a cop-out? Or is it a genuine excuse that can be applied? And if it is, does right person, wrong timing really exist?
I think it definitely does. I think you can meet the right person at the wrong time, and you can also meet the wrong person at the right time. I think it's all about like where you are and what you're ready for, and what that other person, where they are and what they're ready for. In terms of his response about just not being ready for a relationship, I think he's just being honest with you. And from my experience, no matter who you are or what you do, if a person is not ready, you can't change that. I don't know, what about you ladies?
For me, I remember in college when someone gave me that excuse or that response saying it's just not the right timing. I was so pissed because I was like, that's not a real reason, because if you really liked me, timing wouldn't matter. But looking back now, fast forward 8 years, I do think timing is a huge factor. Because people nowadays are going through so much, right? And you realize relationships are a lot of work. So when people tell me or say, I'm not ready to commit, I get it, because commitment is, it's a lot of work. You're in a long-term, you're about to get married, you understand how much work goes into maintaining a relationship. So
That's what I do.
Yeah, exactly. And so for me, when I hear it, I want to take it for fact versus like if that's an excuse, because in the end, you also don't want to be stuck in a relationship with someone who's not ready to commit to you, because you deserve more than that.
Very true.
Yeah.
Actually, very true. So, I am in a committed relationship. And if you all heard episode 49, 51 with Philip, we talked a lot about how it was exactly the situation. Right person, wrong time. Right? Like, we actually were on and off for a long period of time because he was in a state where he needed to find something within himself. And he would tell me that you deserve something better in a guy, and I'm not that guy that can give that to you right now. And yes, my initial thought was like, hell to the no, like, that is some BS excuse, right? Like, the same sentiments, Mel, where it's like, okay, if I am so great, then it could be right at any time, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you don't want to be with someone who is half in and half out, because when you're doing that, you're also giving them a little bit of a handicap, because they'll be like, oh, she'll always be there, so I can like work on myself, but like she'll always be there anyway, and they don't appreciate you as much. So it's one of those things where it's like, I think when someone tells you that, it's important to try and just like remove yourself from the situation and let them work on their own internal issues. And if it all works out, like it did work out with me and Philip, he'll come back and be like, I'm so sorry, But
That sounds just like Phil.
But I think there's also something where if you're doing that to someone, know that you're also mentally like fucking with them. Because in my mind, I was like, oh, am I not enough for you to see me as like the right person right time.
Which I think most women will take it personally.
You internalize it, So he did have to overly exert himself in terms of like love and all of that to me for me to be like, okay, I think we're good now. You had to regain your trust again.
Yeah.
So I think with that is just maybe give him some time and space, and you never know, maybe he'll come back.
Our last question comes to us in the form of a voicemail. If you would like to call in and leave us a message with a question or needing some advice, you can do so at this number right here.
Currently Janet's boo.
Right here. Yeah. Okay, so this one we're gonna play.
Hi ABG, I'm a Korean American girl and a teenager. I was wondering if anime or any like Asian related cartoons has affected your lives in any way. I know that I have really enjoyed watching anime and just enjoying Asian cartoons as part of my childhood, and they've really affected the way that I've grown up and type of values that I've seen from these shows. So just want to know if you guys have any favorites or if you even watched anime.
So I believe that listener is asking us if we watch anime or what our relationship is with Asian cartoons. Do you ladies have a relationship with Asian cartoons?
Mel has a sexual one. Excuse me.
Oh, well, I think all of us are fans of Sailor Moon. We grew up watching it. I literally had the bed sheets.
You were a fan.
I was a fan. Totally. I also think it's a very nostalgic thing because growing up, when I was with my grandparents, they'll play Totoro for me because that's what they're familiar with. It's an Asian cartoon, right? So I do have a relationship with these cartoons. So I feel like it pulls at this like childhood string for me. So I was a big fan of Sailor Moon. I watched Pokemon. I literally watched Digimon.
Yeah.
But I still watch like things now. I'm rewatching Sailor Moon actually right now.
Yeah. I think we grew up in the 1990s, so same for me. Sailor Moon was like a huge. I think the thing that I've gotten from it that I remember was like the girl power-ness of it and like the friendship side of it and how they always support and encourage each other, and also like the range of personalities that they have. So there was something about like watching Power Rangers, right? Like Trini was a Yellow Ranger. I was always a Yellow Ranger. But it's like, Sailor Moon. But it's also questionable if they were all Asian.
That's true.
Some of them are blonde hair, and some of them are green, black.
Purple hair,
Exactly. So it did make me feel though like they were all Asian and that they represented me and that I could be like a powerful, what was the shit that
what was that? The sailor something.
Yeah. When I get their wand. And then
I vaguely remember this. I don't
know. Prism power.
Yeah, and twirling around them.
The transformation scenes were the fucking
best. The best, yes. That and then Pokemon, yes, that was a big one. I really liked like Kiki's Delivery Service. I always watched that like over and over again. It was on TV for some reason. I'm not sure what channel, but I think it's just like the fantasy aspect of these very dreamlike. I just envisioned myself like in those worlds, and it was a fun way to just fantasize. And she was also a very independent like witch, just learning how to like stumble through life. So little cartoons like animes like that. I miss.
Yeah.
That work for you, Janet?
I recognize all the titles of the shows that you guys mentioned, but Sailor Moon is actually the only one that I ever watched. But similar to Mel, it has like a nostalgic feeling for me because I watched it with my sister and my cousin.
Yeah.
Helen, everything you were saying with like the characters, and we were 3 girls, so we would like choose which one and kind of play off the personalities, and we would collect the cards, like the stickers. I don't know if you guys ever got like from the machine.
Oh,
35-cent machine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait, question. Speaking of Sailor Moon, which character did you always play?
I think it was Venus.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is Venus?
The blonde,
orange.
The
blonde. Orange, yeah.
Other blonde one.
Yeah. She was the
orange. Yeah.
I think Phil likes Venus the most too.
I think so too.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't remember. I want to say the girl with the blue short hair.
Amy?
Mars?
Amy is Mercury.
Mercury.
She was a very studious one.
Yeah, I can see that. I was thinking that too for Janet. How about for you, Mel?
What do you guys
Sailor Moon.
Yeah. Cause like she's always eating. She's a little bit like kind of silly, and like she like is bored.
She's lazy, dude.
She was the leader, okay. And like the meatball head, Darian, tuxedo mask.
Okay,
like,
tuxedo mask.
Was fine.
That might have been my first crush. Like cartoon.
Same.
Or real crush, yeah.
Him or Shang from Mulan?
Wait, what came up? Sailor Moon came out first.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and this concludes this episode of Dear ABG. If you have any more questions for us, feel free to fill out the form down below or leave us a voicemail at the number down below as well.
Also, we are still on the podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the different podcasting platforms. We're still going every Thursday, so make sure you check it out.
Also, we now have a new merch store. Go to AsianBossGirl.myshopify.com and you can get some lovely t-shirts like the one that Helen is modeling
this
here.
way now.
There you go.
You show the back. All right, we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye.
Now we're at our last question, and it is.
Fuck. I used to.
So, tuxedo mask.
So fine. Darian? I'm just thinking about it now.